Ruthless Church, take 13. This is crazy, yo. Alright, look at this. This morning, I was trying to talk about some spiritual concept or idea that I had, and I just couldn't get the words out. To the point where I was like, wow, I usually, like I said, like you've experienced, I usually just put whatever I say out there and don't worry about it. But this particular thing I was trying to express as clearly as possible and just couldn't do it. So I said, okay, let me give up. And then I said, okay, let me do a post about not being ready to talk about certain things, because I took it to mean I just wasn't ready to talk about the thing that I was trying to talk about, whether it be for ego reasons or whatever. If I'm not ready to put that particular dimension of my thought out there, I don't know what the case may be. So I decided, okay, I'll just make a video about not being ready to talk about things. And then the camera stopped working as soon as I started to get into the thing that I was not going to say. So then I thought, okay, maybe God doesn't want me to talk about it. I don't know if God wants things or not, but I mean, my own failings were one thing, but then the camera stopped working when I got into it again was another. So then I went and started making a blog about not being ready to talk about the thing again. And this time I even went into this story that I just told you and then said, because I really was trying to explain, and then I got a phone call in the middle of me saying it and didn't get to say it again. So the point is, whether or not I'm not ready to say it or people aren't ready to hear it or whatever the case may be, the joint's not just not getting said. But it does put a point out there that sometimes we do talk about things that we're not ready to talk about. Sometimes we'll be bothered by something and we haven't allowed it to rest within us. And then somebody will say, what's on your mind? And you know you probably should keep your mouth shut, but you say it anyway. And then it opens up a big can of worms. Or maybe you read something in a book and all of a sudden you feel like you're a philosopher or something like that. You think you're an expert because you read a book. I mean, I've done that before, so I'm not just putting it out on other people. And then you go out there, you talk about it, and you look like a goofball. And not only that, you totally misrepresented the very thing that you were trying to express. So sometimes in life, we're just not ready to say the things that we think we're ready to say. And the message just isn't matured in us, or maybe who knows. But sometimes things just aren't ready. Just like you can't pull a cake out of the oven early just because you're ready to eat it. And we won't try to deliver a child, ideally at 6 months, when the child isn't ready to be born, nor will you pick fruit before it's ripe. So the same thing, I imagine, goes for the things that we say, the things that we express, the things we put out there in the world. So since I'm not ready to say what I thought I was ready to say, I'll just ask you guys to stay tuned until I am. Peace.